Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about a past experience of mine back when I was first starting with magic, where I actually attempted to make my own religion. So, when I first started magic and learning about it, I didn't exactly know what I wanted to be a part of. What exactly did I want to practice? What spoke to me? So I looked at the philosophy of all these different religions. Christianity, Judaism, and just the Buddhism, the whole nine yards. I looked and looked, and there wasn't really one that I fully, wholeheartedly agreed with or wholeheartedly wanted to get into. Which was very frustrating because I was starting to think about my spirituality and I wanted something that connected with me on that level. So after searching and searching and searching and not finding anything, eventually I started to make my own pantheon of gods. And with that came the idea to actually start my own religion based around them gods. And here I have my very first spell book. Brought it out in the last video, one of the last videos, and one of the ways was called Shanuin. This religion I called Shanuin. Where I got that name, I wanted it to be a mix of shamanism and other spiritual beliefs, and one of the best names I came up with was Shanuin. This was one of the symbols. I have not used this symbol in a long time, but it was connected to one of my gods. Let's see here. The rain spell, which I did talk about in the video where I did talk about rain spells, where I had two gods, one Bogon and Saigon. Bogon was a three-headed serpent that was responsible for water, and Saigon was a dragonfly god who was in charge of the skies. A Vyra healing spell. Vyra was the queen of the gods, very powerful. She was the goddess of healing. Let's see, we had Saren, the god of astral projection in the astral realms. Now, yes, Saren as in sarin gas, because I just like the name. Let me see here. Kepla. Kepla was the king of shadows. Bunch of curses that are useless here. I used Google Translate for Latin on this one, so who knows if it's even real. Let me see if I can pronounce this right. Ad quos iesi mala et pesum ego lux lucertame verum de umbraculo ejus ut sit dux angele edipsi benedictus citamet nam virtuit lux mea esset. I know I probably murdered that. But according to Google Translate, it's supposed to mean, I banish evil and promote peace. I let light shine on me. All truth shall come forth from shadow. May the angels be my guide. May myself and my environment be blessed, for the power of light is mine. This was just one of the many, many spells that were equated to this religion I tried to start. Water spell, money growth spell. I feel embarrassed just saying this. Vampire curse spell. This probably gives you an idea of what my mind was like at the time. a Shanuin prayer, and in it I pray to several gods. Let's see, I call upon Vira to heal my aura and my soul. I call upon Shezro, which is the husband of Vira, who is the god of confidence and inner strength, to give me strength and courage to fight off evil. I call upon Zelen, which is a vampire god of protection, and Gardenlock, which was the god of, what was he the god of? Self-defense. Now, a lot of these gods I have changed or gotten rid of. Over the quarantine pandemic, I worked on redesigning a lot of gods and what they were associated with. I don't really have any of their backstories down or what their offerings are, but I do want to get into it in another video, and I'm going to use my camera for that one, so that's going to take some time to get up. But what did Shanuin embody? Well, I looked at all these different religions and I saw that all of them had like different rules that you had to abide by. Like, in Christianity, you have these things that sins that you can't commit or else you're on a fast track to hell. And a lot of the sins that they had in there were things that actually seemed like fun. Like premarital sex, drinking, gambling, all the fun shit was just forbidden. So I was like, no. So I wanted one that was a bit loose on the rules. It basically allowed you to live life the way you saw fit. Just, you bear the consequences or the rewards of your actions. Basically treat others with respect, treat animals with respect, don't judge because you are an imperfect being just like everyone else. I didn't really have these set up as like written in stone. I just thought about the things that I wanted to see out of people, out of life. And it's more of a spiritual path more than a religion, because to me a religion is more constrictive or restrictive in terms of living your life. There are rules that you have to abide by or else you are going to some place like hell or hell. And it's just forbidden. A lot of the good stuff out of life is forbidden, which I wanted something a little less restrictive. Something that allowed people to live freely. And of course, just treat others with respect. Know that you are imperfect, just like everyone else. Go after what you want in life and don't try to stop others from doing the same. Stuff like that. And I call it more of a spiritual path now because it doesn't really have any rules. It's more guidelines of a way of life to live. How one should live their life, but it's not like forcing you to do so. These are not rules to live by. These are guidelines. And I fully intend to write a book about Shanuin and get some stuff down. And I do want to finish the gods that I created. I still have a lot more work to do on those, but I have quite a few of them drawn already. I've redesigned and renamed quite a few, and I've also gotten rid of others that I actually combined together to make one because they were one and the same. Now, as a younger man, I know I'm young, but, as a younger guy, as a teenager, basically, I thought about a monotheistic religion. Which for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a religion that worships one God and one God only. But to me, this was far too simplistic. So the Christian faith only worships one God, which is all well and good if you're part of that religion, but it just was not for me. I like the Greek pantheon because they literally any feeling or any aspect of life, they turned into a god, which may seem chaotic and hectic, but I love that aspect. And to me, it was like I looked at different gods, and there was like some aspects of life that I didn't see embodied in gods, even in the Greek pantheon. So I'm like, I want to create that as a god and be able to worship it in a way I like. So, like, I was looking for a god of like wealth and prosperity, which I looked and looked and looked, and there are surprisingly few that I saw that are actually gods of wealth. Prosperity, yes. Prosperous, yes, but not necessarily wealth. I mean, you have Hermes, the Greek god. He's the messenger of the gods, but he is a patron of merchants and thieves, and he is a god of commerce. So that is the closest god that I could find associated with that. There are probably others that I just didn't see, but and then there's the Welsh goddess Rhiannon. She is known as a high queen. She has a lot of wealth, and she doesn't mind sharing it. So I have consulted her on issues of prosperity and wealth in my life, and she has always been all too kind to help with that. But just for an example. So now, Shanuin did not really take off. I tried to tell other people about it, and they were like, oh, that's interesting. Cool. He's crazy. And, it's not like I was a Jehovah's Witness. I wasn't going door to door saying, hey, have you heard the good news about Shanuin? It's just if people asked, because I had like a necklace, it was like 3 quartz wrapped with a wire, and they were like in 3 circles, and everyone was like, does that symbolize anything specific? And I said, yes, it actually symbolizes Shanuin, and I would kind of go into it a little bit. But I got to admit, at the time, I wasn't really sure about what it meant. I was still in the process of coming up with it, but I wanted so bad to have it actually with me and actually have it be a part of my life. I have not really looked at Shanuin in a very long time. I am living a more spiritual path now where, I don't have any really rules to live by. It's just, I take things one step at a time. I try to be the best person I can be. I try to look at life like, you know, it's an imperfect world. I can't control everything in it. So I'm just going to live my life and control the things that I can, and everything else I'm not going to worry about. Try to get into that mindset. And I don't have these rules written down. These aren't even rules. These are guidelines, but I don't have these guidelines written down either. It's just that, it's just me being me. So at one point, I kind of don't want to create this because I am not really a person who endorses this kind of lifestyle, like a secure religion. I don't want to call it a religion because to me that's very restrictive. It seems like a lot of people use as a manipulation tactic to gather masses, to give them money, and to also hear them out for whatever they have to say, even if it's not true. Now, for those of you who are religious people who may be watching this, nothing against any religion. I'm just saying that based on, like, from the experiences I've had, I've met a lot of charlatans in my day. I've met a lot of people who have tried to wield religion, like, as a weapon against me or, try to use it against me in some way. And I understand that not everyone's like that. I've met some very nice people who are part of religions, who go to church. I've met some very, very nice, understanding, non-judgmental people, but unfortunately, I've met the latter as well. I've met some very bad people, and I want to, how do I say it? I want to put this out there more as like This is a way that you can live your life. If you're unsure about the life you want to lead, how about try these guidelines and see what they do for you? Not, you have to abide by these things or else you're going to hell and you're going to suffer forever and ever. Even if you die, you're still going to feel the pain and you're going to be tortured by the devil and you are just going to live just a horrible, horrible afterlife. That is not what I want at all. Merely guidelines of how one could live their life so that not only do they live a good life, but you also can help other people live a good life. So that is the little spiritual path. Let's just say, not religion, spiritual path. I'm going to call it a spiritual path that I try to create, and I still kind of want to put out there, but it's still in the works and I'm still unsure. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And I wish you all a good spiritual path.